You with another mini lesson for your quarantine journal. Today I thought we would write a entry that is a poem or type of poetry called an ode. And an ode is a type of poetry where you pay tribute to something that you're really grateful for or that you appreciate a lot. And I thought that this would be a really cool kind of entry for us because we've been doing a lot of thinking about the things that we're grateful for, the silver linings in this current situation. So before we talk about what actually goes into an ode, I'm going to show you an example of one that I found on the internet that I think you might like. Okay, this, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, so I will read to you the last line that you can't see. Ode to pizza. Your melted cheese, so smooth and thick, makes golden threads that glisten and stick. Your pepperoni in chunk after chunk adds circles of spice with extra spunk. Your crust that crunches crisp and loud is puffy inside like a cumulus cloud. Oh, luscious pizza. I don't think twice. I always gobble slice after slice. So in that poem, the author created an ode or a tribute to pizza because it's something that the writer really loves or admires. So when you decide what you're going to write an ode to, you have a lot of choices, and that's why I love odes, because you know that writers have lots of choices, and some of the best things about writing is how many choices you have. So one choice that you have to make when you write an ode is you have to decide who or what you're going to pay tribute to. Now, you can pay tribute to a person. It can be a person you admire. It could be someone that you know or that you don't know. You can write many tributes to people. Or you can write a tribute to a thing. So that author wrote a tribute to pizza because the author loves pizza so much. But you could write tribute to a book or to a sport or to a television show or a video game, or maybe you love something about nature, the forest or the beach. You could even write an ode to an event. I put here graduation or birthday. Maybe there's another holiday that you love or some kind of other event that you love. You can write an ode to that. Now, odes can be very serious. You can really, there have been thousands of odes that really try to express someone's deepest emotions on the thing they're paying tribute to. But odes can also be funny, like the one we just read, right? That was kind of a funny ode or a funny poem. Odes can rhyme, right? Just like that poem about, that ode about pizza did, but they don't have to rhyme. Now, those are choices that you make. What you create an ode to, what you're paying tribute to, and your tone. Is it serious or funny? And then whether it rhymes or not. But all odes have these qualities in common. All odes praise something, right? Because they're writing something that they really love or they're grateful for. They're complimenting it. It's always very positive. It's never negative. And they usually compare their topic to other things. Sometimes we call that metaphor or simile, but you might be comparing pizza to its taste to how brilliant the sun is because the taste is so brilliant in your mouth. And they also describe in detail the thing that they're paying tribute to. And so when you describe things, you can describe their size or color or shape or smell. You probably noticed that in that pizza poem, how the cheese glistened. They were really describing it. So the reader leaves in his or her mind, with his or in her mind, an image or a vision of what they are paying tribute to. Now here's some other aspects of an ode you'll want to include. The first thing is, odes speak to their subject. They usually start off saying something like pizza, oh pizza, or iPad, oh iPad. You speak directly to the subject. You speak directly to the person, thing, or event. And you usually use very fancy words to describe describe the thing that you are, or person or event that you're paying tribute to, just like that author did. We usually don't talk about pizza glistening, but he did. So you really want to use fancy words. You also, in an ode, use something called hyperbole. Can you say that word? Hyperbole. Now, what's a hyperbole? It's when you exaggerate something. And odes usually have an exaggeration of just how much you love it. An example of a hyperbole, though, is like when your mom or your dad say, "I've asked you to clean your room 1,000,000 times." That's a hyperbole. Did they really ask 1,000,000 times? No. Or when they say to you, "I'll just one more second." They don't really mean 1 second, right? It's an exaggeration. Odes also have repeated lines. Like, oh pizza, you're amazing to me. You're amazing to me. Repeated lines, we know, create effect for the reader, because it shows the reader that thing is important. If you're willing to repeat a line, it means that you are giving it importance. Now, I thought that I would show you an ode that I wrote, so you can see some of these things that I did. Now, I wrote an ode to a journal, to a thing, because I've been making you do so many journal lessons. I thought I would show you how much and why I love them. I'm going to pay tribute to journals because I admire them. Here's mine. Ode to a journal. Journal, oh journal, I adore you so. You come in so many forms, handmade notebook or video. You help me remember the details of each and every day. You listen to my worries and everything I want to say. Journal, oh journal, you are my savior during quarantine. I force my kids to keep one too. You're better than a screen. So as you guys can see, I chose to make an ode to a thing. I hope you got that my tone was kind of funny and that it rhymed. I tried to really describe the journal and how I use it. I spoke to the journal and I repeated lines. I might have had some exaggeration as well. So friends, think about something that you're grateful for, that you admire, that you want to pay tribute to. It can be absolutely funny. It can be serious as well. Take a moment. You might want to look back at my poem, my ode, and then find a cozy corner and write one yourself. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise. Off you go.